creepy creatures, I'm Tabby and welcome to my coven. Today we are doing makeup for spring because it is spring in the southern hemisphere, which is where I am, and at the same time talking about spring and Ostara or Ostara, however you prefer to say it. I'm going to say Ostara, which is the pagan version of Easter, and I'm going to talk about that and some of its origins, and yeah, let's get into it. This makeup is not planned. I'm kind of wanting to do something to do with butterflies, but we'll see how we go. I have these stickers with butterflies, but I don't know if I'll actually use them. We'll see what happens. I have no plan for this. It's gonna end up however it ends up. I actually had a whole heap of new makeup and eyeshadow colours coming. However, the Australian Post has either lost my package or I don't really know. I had to put in a request to see where it's at because it's been like 3 weeks and I bought it from another state in Australia, so it should only take maximum of 5 days, and yeah, it's been 3 weeks. So I'm kind of disappointed that I can't use those colours in this makeup today, which I really wanted to do, especially pastel colours, because that's kind of like an Easter thing. Everyone does pastel for Easter, that's just what you do, and I can't do that. So we're just going to deal with what makeup I do have to use, which is not a lot of colour variety, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. I have music playing in the background because I wanted to listen to something while doing my makeup because I know I'm going to take a long time to do it. So if I'm cutting when I'm editing and the music is all jumpy, it's, well, yeah, because it's a part of this scene right now. It's not an overlay. And the music is by a band called Plague Keeper, which is my friend's band, and they've been kind enough to let me use their instrumental versions of their songs as background music because YouTube really hates any kind of copyright. So thanks, guys. I will link them here. Go and check out their YouTube channel and their Facebook page, which I will also link in the description below. And fitting with the whole Ostara theme, I have my snake top on. Because snakes shed their skin, they are a symbol of transformation, rebirth, and healing. Also, look at my new background. It's purple velvet. Also, excuse my nails, they're not having a good time. Okay, let's get into the video. Maybe my hair should be better. Maybe I should just leave my hair out. No, it hasn't been brushed. No. That was stupid. That was stupid. I should have left it up. So first I'm just going to put some primer on my face. And one of the websites that I use the most to look at Sabbath stuff for the pagan holidays is called Spheres of Light. So this is what their website says about spring, the spring equinox, and there's this word that keeps popping up because it's the word that the word Easter and Ostara was derived from, spelled E-O-S-T-R-E, and I don't know how to correctly pronounce it, so let's just have a go.
Istra or Ustra, Anglo-Saxon.
Go again.
Istra or Ustra.
Did I even put my stuff everywhere? I don't know, let's go again, let's put more on. You can never have too much, what's this stuff called? Primer. You can never have too much primer. Prime your face up. Get it on real good. Okay, anyway. So, spring equinox, or Estra, or Easter, or whatever. This is what they say about it. God, I'm so annoying to edit. It's not even funny. The equinoxes are the balancing points in the cycle of the seasons when the day and night are of equal length, reminding us of the harmony of the whole. Buds of flowers and leaf, all manner of eggs are just born life are celebrated in decorations and imagery as pagans rejoice in the earth's reawakening. The urge of spring is to do, create, and bring in the new. Here the light overcomes darkness with lengthening days, bringing the magic of new growth. Ostara is associated with childhood and new life, and the god and goddess are perceived as children, personifying youth and innocence before their entry into adulthood. The goddess as the maiden covers the earth with flowers and love while the god grows to maturity. This is a time to honor the masculine and to celebrate everything that is great about being alive. So in a nutshell, that is what Spheres of Light have to say about the spring equinox. But as you can imagine, I'm not really used to doing my makeup that's not in the bathroom. So this is weird for me. But worth it, because you got to see my cool purple background. This is my really shit makeup eyeshadow palette-y thing that I've been using for 100 years. So let's see what we've got. Look, should we just go really bold and dramatic? I think we should. Yeah, I don't have many colours, but look, that's okay. See, all of the colours are very dull and dark, and yeah, okay, let's just move along. So what I'm gonna do first is outline wings. Oh, I should probably say some words about things, huh? So in one of the books that I have that is about sabbats, it says that Ostara was the name of the virgin goddess of spring in ancient Germany, and it's for her that the sabbat is named. It was of great importance in Greece, Rome, and in Nordic and Germanic lands, and it is from these traditions that the vast majority of our current Ostara customs come. In a lot of legends or tales or mythology stories about equinoxes, they involve tales of deities that have gone to the underworld and struggle to come back to the land of the living. When they do eventually return, they have new life, and that symbolizes the rebirth of spring as well. So I want to go around the edges with a green. In keeping with the early church's practice of grafting saintly feast days onto any pagan festival they could not eradicate, it assigned St. Patrick his feast day near the time of the equinox. Easter itself falls near Ostara and celebrates yet another resurrected deity. Is it deity or deity? Deity? I'm going to change it halfway through the video. Whatever, it's fine. There was a goddess of spring called Ostara, or however the YouTube video pronounced it, to whom the Christian holiday of Easter is named, with feasting and ritual. The Norse also honoured their virgin goddess and celebrated her mating with the young god, an event most pagan circles have recently moved to Beltane. Sexual relations were almost obligatory on Ostara Eve, as was communal meal featuring foods associated with fertility such as cake, honey, and eggs. We're doing this purple colour. That's not that purple, so I might have to do a couple to go over it. The Greco-Roman tradition would celebrate Ceres, their grain goddess, from Ostara until first harvest. She was believed to go from field to field at the equinox, blessing the newly sown crops. Ostara rituals in these traditions seek to urge her special blessing on their freshly tiled lands. I'm going to go back to the purple later to make it more purple, but at the minute I'm just going to put some blue under my eye. The lily was appropriated as a Christian symbol for death. However, beforehand it was a symbol of life in pagan Greece and Rome, where it adorned Ostara altars and temples. Young men, playing the role of the lusty young god, would present them to the young women they were courting. Accepting the lily meant pretty much the same thing as what accepting a proposal or a diamond ring now does. Interestingly enough, in the Celtic lands, Ostara Sabbat was virtually overlooked until the Norse invaders came and introduced it. In Celtic Cornwall and Wales, Ostara was renamed Lady Day and was the time of the official return of the young goddess after her winter hibernation. On this day of balance, they believed she was able to meet her youthful god on equal terms, mate with him, and become impregnated with not only the god who will be reborn at Yule, but with the autumn harvest as well. It was also the customary day for farms to change hands, even if the purchase had been made months before. Other celebrations of pagan deities... Deity. Why did I say it like that? Deity. Deity. Said it too many times and now it doesn't make any sense to me. Other celebrations of pagan deities that took place at or near Ostara were the Feast of Isis, Egypt, the Feast of Cybele, Italy, Aphrodite Day, Greece, the Festival of Astarte, Greece, Rome, Persia, the festival of Athena, Greece, and Hilaria, Rome. Probably said all of those completely wrong, so apologies. All these deities are still worshipped by pagans today. Their holidays and customs are well incorporated into the modern Ostara celebration. Using the same brush, I'm going to pick a different purple to try to make this reddy stuff look more purple. In Slavic pagan traditions, this was believed to be the day when death had no power over the living. In their tradition, a personification of death is symbolically killed by throwing him into moving water to drown. Flowers, symbols of life renewed, are tossed in after him, and he is sung to as he floats down the river. People who died on Ostara were thought to be featured by the deities and would be accorded princely treatment until the time they are reincarnated. After death's drowning, brightly painted red eggs were passed around during a procession to the ritual site, where the new life of spring was celebrated with food, dance, and strong drink. Now here comes the hard part, where I'm going to try and outline the wing. Also, if you watched my vlog from freaking ages ago, I got this pot eyeliner just from Maybelline, and I really didn't like it, but then I worked out, if you just use a smaller brush that you have, that didn't come with the eyeliner stuff, then yeah, it actually works really well. The lamb is another symbol for Ostara and was sacred to virtually all virgin goddesses of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. This symbol was so ingrained in the mindset of the people of that region that it was carried over into the spring religious rituals of the Jewish Passover and the Christian Easter. The most pervasive symbol of Ostara is the egg. Since antiquity, eggs, the universal archetype of new life, have been held in reverence as sacred objects of eternal life, carried as fertility amulets, decorated to honor the deities, placed on spring altars, and given as cherished spring gifts. The modern belief that these eggs are delivered by a rabbit known as the Easter Bunny comes from the legend of the goddess Ostara. So much did a lowly rabbit wish to please this goddess that he laid the sacred eggs in her honor, gaily decorated them, and then humbly presented them to her. So pleased was she that she wished all humankind to share in her joy. In honoring her wishes, the rabbit went through all the world and distributed these little decorated gifts of life. But there is also a tale that the goddess Ostara turned a bird into a hare, and that the hare was so grateful that he presented her with gifts of eggs. But it's hard to tell. There are a few stories that explain the Easter Bunny, so I don't know. But either way, they involve the goddess of spring and eggs as a gift. Another tradition, which I don't know if I'm saying correctly, but they involve cascarones or cascarones, I'm really not sure. They are eggshells that have been carefully hollowed out, painted, filled, and then resealed with tape. Traditional fillings for them include perfume, confetti, lavender, and sage, which are all pagan symbols of spring. They are then taken out on Easter morning, and you're supposed to catch a loved one by surprise and hit them over the head with the egg, and then their contents will spill out over them. As those contents rain over you, you are blessed with love, luck, and new life of the season. Now I'm going to put on my regular face stuff. Spring egg hunts originate in pagan India and China, where the belief in karma is strong. Karma is the conviction that what one does in a past life will return threefold in his or her next life. The practice of hunting for eggs is symbolic of the belief that we are fully responsible for ourselves and we must each find our own path to a new life. Eggs were buried at Ostara in much the same way as apples were buried by the Celts at Samhain. Some people say Samhain because that's how it's spelt, but I think it's supposed to be pronounced Samhain, like Halloween, Samhain. I don't know. The idea was to infuse the earth with the life-giving properties of these objects. Eggs were planted in fertile fields, in the window boxes, in flower beds, in animal barns, and were eaten by people who also hoped to reap their life-giving benefits. The hot cross bun was a pagan tradition long before it was adopted into the Christian Easter and represent the sun wheel, a symbol of perfect balance at the equinox. Honey is a universal pagan symbol of the spring Sabbats, and many cultures have found it also works well as a medicinal tonic and restorative. One of the best known of these is a concoction called honegar, a blend of raw honey and apple cider vinegar. Together they react in the human body much as garlic or onions do. They thin blood, improve circulation, lower blood pressure, and act beneficially on the heart muscles. We're going to try a couple of different things because I don't know how to get the colour that I want. So first let's try and put this one on. That's really bright. This is so bright. And these lipsticks don't stick to my lip waterline very well, and that infuriates me. I put green glitter gloss over it, but you can't really tell. And it didn't change the colour of it, so it still looks super weird. Okay, let's try something else. Also, I have this glitter, but I don't think the colour will match. I don't know. Oh man. Should I be using a brush? No. I did the thing where you put your lips together and now it's not even glitter anymore, it just turns into sand. Why? I'm not winning today, apparently. Okay, let's try something else. Look. It went like underneath the lipstick and now I've wiped the lipstick off, it's gone glittery again. How does that make any sense? So instead, maybe we will try just doing a plain old black lip. You can't go wrong with that. And adding stuff over the top. Although, yeah, no, let's just do that. Let's just do that. That's too much. That doesn't look normal. Why am I like this? Why? So the lips are darker, even though it's that same green, but that green kind of got blended out, like with the purple and the blue and stuff. And also I've got black underneath. I know I didn't really think about that. Still got leftover glitter from that other fucking lipstick. I put the purple over it and it did nothing, made it worse, I don't know. I might have to use glue. This is the end result. I didn't do that much makeup, to be honest. It was mostly the stickers. That makes it look dramatic, but I don't know, I think it's cute. Probably wouldn't go anywhere like this. Oh, I've still got shit to read. So I've still got a small paragraph to read quickly, just a little bit more about the spring equinox, which this is from a different book, so actually maybe I'm like repeating myself, but whatever, I want to read it. The spring equinox. Daylight has continued to grow since the winter solstice. At the spring equinox, daylight has grown to the point where there is as much daylight as darkness in a day. Light and darkness are in perfect balance on this day and will not be again until the fall/autumn equinox. The spring equinox then marks the beginning of the light half of the year. It is a time to celebrate balance and the arrival of spring. The trees are budding and the earliest flowers are blooming. Its position on the wheel of the year is in the east, which represents the land of dawn, the freshness of a new day, and new beginnings. Most of the spring equinox traditions that we observe today relate to fertility and renewal of life force. The most familiar is the colouring of eggs. The egg was the symbol of the German goddess Ostara, as mentioned before, known to the Anglo-Saxons as Ostre, and which may also be derived from the Phoenician Astarte, again, as mentioned before, and the Babylonian Ishtar, all of which are spring fertility goddesses and from whose names come the word East and Easter. So that's it. That's the end. That's all I have to say. I don't know, maybe next time for for a Sabbath I can do a small ritual or something else that actually relates rather than makeup. I was doing this because it's more, I don't know, relatable to those of you who don't follow the wheel of the year or don't have any pagan beliefs at all. I don't know. So yes, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really fun to make and to do. Don't forget to go and follow Plague Keeper, whose music this is, on YouTube and Facebook. I will link them in the description box below. But yeah, let me know if you celebrate Easter or if you celebrate Ostara, because obviously if you're from the Northern Hemisphere, it won't be spring for you and you don't celebrate Easter until March or April, which, I mean, the rest of Australia does as well. But I personally do not, at least not in a religious way. I mean, yeah, I eat chocolate bunnies, but like, that's about it. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you celebrate any pagan Sabbaths or if you don't like butterflies or something. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.